Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Heartslayers. We are the Heartslayers. You're here today with Derrick Acosta and
Meg Turner.
Today, we'll be taking emails, answering phone calls, solving all of your relationship problems. Your mother, your father, your daughter, your brother, your sister, your husband, your girlfriend, your ex-boyfriend, your mistress, your Tinder date, your little dog,
Yeah.
your big cat,
Everything.
whoever you got a problem with, everything, we're going to solve it. Here we go. All right, everybody, we are here on the phone with Egg. Egg, you're talking to Meg and Derrick, the Heartslayers. What's up?
Okay, so I'm a high schooler and I'm new to relationships relatively, but recently I've been getting into them, and it seems like every time I'm in a relationship after like chasing the person, I get really annoyed with the person once I'm in the relationship with them, and I want to push them away.
Wow. So what is that the long and short of it right there?
Yeah, I guess.
Huh. What's your question then?
How would I go about fixing this? Because I really like these people in like the opening stages of the relationship.
Yeah.
And then I'll nitpick the person over and over to find flaws and want to not date them.
How many times have you done this?
I thought it was like just a one-person thing initially, but I've done it like 6 times at this point with people.
Wow. You get into a lot of relationships for a high school student. I had
My junior year now, so
I had 0 when I was in high school. What grade high school are you in?
Junior.
Okay, junior. Dang.
My junior year.
Getting all the ladies.
Yeah, and so have these all been this year?
Oh, most of them were last year.
Most of them were last year.
Yeah.
You did it
I was
6
the leader
times.
in,
What?
I was going to say I got a lot of attention in theater because I'm in theater, and that's where most of the people I dated were in because I was the lead.
Oh. Ladies love the main guy in the theater. That's when I did theater, I didn't get the lead parts. I always got supporting roles.
Oh, man.
But yeah, the person who get the lead, all the girls would go crazy for him.
Yeah, wasn't that Sean?
It was, every class has their main guy, and this is not the point of this question. Egg has a serious issue here. So, can you give us an example of like the most recent one? How did that go down?
So me and this girl met in outdoor education, which is just like an archery and like fishing class. And we had been talking for a while. We were talking about music, and we just started hanging out more. And I thought she was really cool, and I didn't think she'd be interested in me. And then as soon as I get like any indication that she's interested in me and we start like making out like all the time, I like just want to push away from her. And I just like didn't really want to like talk to her as much as we used to. And I like in the situation.
Okay. Is that pretty indicative of how it's gone every single time with all these other people?
Just about. I'll just find it small annoying things with them. Like this girl, like the things that annoy me is like, it feels like sometimes she just backbones on my personality. Like it feels like she'll wait for me to say something, and like, I don't know. I guess I feel like I like to listen to people, and it feels like recently she hasn't been saying anything, and it's been more that she's just listening to me, which I know is something. It's not great to complain about. It's good to have someone listening to you.
Okay. So maybe you feel like this girl likes you too much or something? Like,
I feel like that's, I feel like that's probably the same problem with the previous relationships too. Yeah, probably like
Yeah. So you enjoy the chase. You enjoy the pursuit. The does she like me? Doesn't she like me? This is so tantalizing. This is so exciting.
Basically, the idea of a relationship.
I don't even think the idea, but
Or
I'm
just,
asking,
like-
but maybe once it's like, okay, she definitely likes me. The chase is over. Suddenly you
Get bored.
get
maybe?
bored, or you feel like maybe I don't like this girl as much as I thought I did. Maybe I've been leading her on. Maybe I should like push her away a little bit. Is that kind of what's happening?
That's about what's happening. I feel like once I get to a point, I feel like if I continue it, I feel scummy because I'm like, I don't feel like I want to continue this. And I know if it goes further, I'm just going to end up hurting them type of thing.
Do you find that when you're with these girls, you're thinking about other girls that you'd rather be with? Are you like saving yourself? Do you feel like, well, if I'm with this person, then nobody else, then I'll be unavailable to date anyone else? Does that thought cross your mind?
Occasionally.
Occasionally. Okay. Somehow I knew that was a part of it here.
Is that a common high school trend, though?
I think that's a common man trend.
Okay.
I don't think it's a common high school trend.
All right.
It sounds like and you're young, so this isn't an insult. I think this is a very typical thing, but you have a fear of committing to any one girl.
Makes sense.
I think you're maybe worried that you're not going to be who they thought you were, or maybe you're worried that they are not actually who you thought they were, or maybe you're worried that they're just going to hold you up from finding the really special person.
Yeah, there's so many options.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty typical thing. But what do you think about that? What we just said.
I think that's about right, about what I've thought, like, you know, in my own self. I think that's pretty accurate on, like, I don't know, like,
Okay.
yeah.
Pretty accurate.
It's hard to construct my thought right now.
Hit the nail right on the head. Well, you know what? I'm not here to like judge you or say that
No.
you're wrong. I think that that's like a really common thing for a young guy, especially who's just first experiencing like the attention of girls
Exactly.
for the first time in his life. Yeah, it's normal. But what I will say is something you need to be concerned about, weary of. You might end up getting a reputation.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh,
'Cause,
yeah?
Yeah, you could get a reputation that you're just some guy who's not only like dating a bunch of girls, but hurting them too.
Yeah, you can get a bad
And-
reputation. Like, oh, don't date it. All the girls will talk about you when you're not around. They'll be like, don't even mess with Egg.
Yeah.
He'll just make out with you and then abandon you and then make out with your best friend and then abandon her. That happens because girls talk.
It's true.
So, you know, then you get a bad reputation and then all these girls are, well, I mean, what does a bad reputation actually make? You know,
Man, yeah.
girls know that guys have a bad reputation. They still go after them.
Yeah. Sometimes it draws girls to you.
Yeah.
I
But,
feel.
you know, it makes you feel guilty as a guy.
Yeah.
You don't want to have a bad reputation.
No, of course not.
You want to be like a good dude. I'm sure Egg like feels bad about potentially breaking these girls' hearts.
Right. And you're stuck in this school for at least 2 more years with these same girls.
When you make out with these girls, hook up with them, is there some sort of implication? Is it implied that you guys are going to like start dating, be boyfriend and girlfriend or whatever?
Not always. I mean, like most recently, one of my exes came back to me and was like, "Hey, man, I kind of miss you." And I'm like, I mean, I kind of miss you too, but I really don't want to date you again because the problems we had before are still there. That's the only relationship I've had where I can actually point to problems where neither of our friend groups clicked and our friend groups actually hated each other.
Wow. You were in
and
the
he's like-
theater squad. What was her friend group like?
So I don't really hang out with theater kids. I hang out with a lot of like jockey kids is the problem like my best friends is like a soccer dude and a dude that's in football. And those are like my best friends. And then her friend group is like the loud theater kids.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm a loud theater kid, but I don't know. These sport, like the soccer and football guys like me.
Yeah.
So they have me around, but they don't like.
Well, nobody likes loud theater kids.
No.
Your friends aren't wrong. So, okay. Well, that makes sense. In high school, I feel like everybody wants to like jump to conclusions with their relationships. Like, I'm dating this person, and we've been dating since September, and we're gonna go to college together, and then we're gonna get married.
Yeah.
And the reality is, like, usually it doesn't work out that way.
No, and nobody really knows what they're doing.
Yeah. Early relationships are a time for just like experimentation, like
Figuring stuff out.
yeah, having fun. Like, oh, I like goth chicks. Then you date a goth chick. You're like, actually, I don't like goth chicks. I think I'm into loud theater people. Then you're like, no, not really into that either.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I feel like we're kind of riffing on the whole high school experience because.
I mean, it's an awkward experience for sure because, like I said, nobody knows really what they're doing.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe once you start looking for the things that you don't like in these girls, that's you trying to figure out what you do and don't like in a person, just period.
I have some advice for you, Egg. I have some really good advice, actually. So
What's that?
Hope you're ready to hear it. This took me actually a long time to figure out. I didn't figure this out until I was like halfway in my 20s. So I'm going to give you like a valuable relationship level up moment here. And that's this. Just because you don't want to date a girl, just because you don't want to, be in a serious relationship with a girl, doesn't mean you need to hate that girl.
No.
And I think when I was younger, and a lot of guys do this, they're attracted to somebody and then they make out, maybe they date, whatever's going on, whatever romance is happening. When the romance ends or when you feel like you're over it, you feel guilty because it's like, well, did I lead this person on? Did I play with their emotions? And it's hard to break it off. And so you convince yourself that you hate that person.
Yeah.
You convince yourself that that person is actually awful and it makes it easier for you to leave.
Yeah.
And it's unfair to do that to, in this case, these girls who like you and, they hang out with you. They think you're cool. They're attracted to you. They want to kiss you. Like, they didn't really do anything wrong. It might just be the fact that you feel like you need a good reason to not want to date them, to not want to keep maintaining this romantic relationship that you've had so far. And so you come up with these reasons that are unrelated to the romance, why it's
Right.
okay to reject this person.
Yeah.
And you don't need to do that. Once you decide like you don't want to be with somebody, you don't want to be romantic with them, that's totally cool. And that's a valid feeling to have, even if you really like the person, even if they're a fantastic person, even if it's the most popular girl in school and she's the hottest girl in school and she's class president and she's valedictorian. If you don't want to make out with her,
Don't do it.
you don't have to. And you
Yeah.
don't have to hate her to feel that way. Just be like, you know what? It's just not something I want to do. I still think you're cool. I still think you're a rad person. I just don't want to do that anymore.
Right.
And they're just going to have to accept that. Now, some people, especially when they're young, they don't accept that. They get mad.
yeah.
They feel rejected. And they might be mean to you in return because you've rejected them. But that's when you double down with the we don't need to hate each other. And you'd be like, look, I don't hate you and I don't want to hate you and I don't want you to hate me. I just don't want to do this romantic thing anymore. Like, I'm just not feeling it. And that's okay.
Yeah. There doesn't have to be like a real, like, solid, you do this so I don't want to be with you.
Yeah.
Kind of reason.
So maybe what I'm thinking is you nitpick these girls because you need to kind of manufacture a reason to validate that you don't want to be romantic with them. And you don't need to do that. It's totally like it's your decision. If,
Like, hey, I'm just not feeling it.
yeah, relationships are a mutual thing. You guys have to like each other. You have to get along with each other and you have to make each other happy. If one person isn't feeling it, that's all it takes for the relationship to, not be a viable thing anymore. What do you think about that?
I think it's good advice. I'll definitely keep that in mind in the future.
It sounds like you're like, yeah, whatever.
I'm just having really bad anxiety right now, so I'm shaking. So it's not your fault.
You don't have to shake. Don't worry. Like, are you? What's causing you anxiety? Just all of this self analysis.
Yeah, the fact that I have to like think about the fact that I do this to people.
It's totally fine.
Yeah.
You're not really doing anything to anyone. This is just like what happens. This is what most relationships don't work out.
Yeah.
Most relationships.
Especially ones in high school.
But I'm just saying across the board, majority of relationships people are in will end up with them breaking up and dating other people. Yeah. Rarely do you, maybe once or twice or a couple times in your life. Well, what am I saying? Only one time in your life do you find the person you're going to be with forever.
Yeah.
All the other relationships you're in will end up in a split. So, it's not like you're doing anything to anybody. It's just you're going through the common experience that everybody goes through. All I'm saying is you don't need to feel bad or be angry or mean to these people just because you don't want to date them anymore. Or nitpick them or anything like that.
That's a good perspective. I appreciate you saying that. So sorry, that's really good advice.
Yeah, it's totally normal. So don't beat yourself up over it. But don't beat them up either.
Exactly.
Well, thank you.
Sure. We appreciate the call, Egg, and you know what? I hope it all works out. You feel free to call us back if you have any updates or new scenarios.
Yeah.
All right?
Okay, will do. Thank you.
Cool.
Thanks.
See ya. Later, dude. Okay, everybody, we're going to take an email now. This question comes from somebody who goes by the letter G, and it says, "Hi, Heartslayers. I'm meeting someone from Tinder for dinner on Sunday, and it seems like the person I'm going with doesn't have very much in common with myself in terms of hobbies or lifestyle. She seems to like watching TV shows and clubbing and drinking and stuff like that. I'm more into internet culture and video games. Regardless, we've had pretty good general conversations the past few days. Do you have any advice on what I could bring up during the dinner to not have any awkward points in the night? Thanks, G." So this nerd is going to go on a date with a hot club chick.
Yeah.
Drinking. She's going to talk about the TV shows she watches. He's going to be like, "What's a TV? I'm on the internet." Pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Summed it up. G, I think you may not be able to avoid awkward points in conversation. But
First dates are always awkward to begin with.
yeah. But, you've already had plenty of really good conversations over the phone. So I don't know why things would be different in person. Just pretend like you're talking over the phone. Just go back to the old standard conversations you guys have already been having.
Yeah, but I feel like those are so surface level
You think so?
that
When I talk on the
typically-
phone, I go deep.
Well, I feel like he's probably texting, not so much talking on the phone.
Oh.
So, especially with somebody from Tinder,
Yeah.
typically it's like a text-based conversation. And I don't know how deep those really go, especially from Tinder right off the bat.
Sure. Okay.
So I can imagine, especially since you guys don't really have a lot in common, that it's going to be a little difficult to avoid awkward moments, but there's nothing wrong with that either.
Well, ask a bunch of questions. This is the art of conversation
Yeah.
is be interested in the person that you're talking to. That's interesting. Be interested to be interesting.
Yeah, don't talk about yourself unless asked a question.
Yeah, ask her lots of questions. Like, obviously, she has a lot of information that you don't have, and you could learn a lot about clubbing, drinking, and TV shows and stuff like that. Be like, "So what's the best club to go to in this town?
What's your favorite drink?
You go to that club often? What do you drink when you go to the club?" "I went to a club once, but they didn't have any computers, so I left." "Do you ever go to a club that had computers in it?"
Oh my God.
Yo, You ever heard of PewDiePie?
Oh no. He just got married.
I'm more into internet culture. Did you know PewDiePie just got married? Wait, now you're talking about yourself at that point.
Yeah.
Just keep asking questions. Yo, they ever serve mashed potatoes in the club?
Oh my god, awkward conversation.
Imagine they had a nightclub that served mashed potatoes. What would you call that club?
A strip club.
Wait, potato strips?
I don't know. They have like buffets in strip clubs, don't they? Anyway.
Okay, clearly Meg is
I've never been to a strip
Meg
club.
is going to the strip clubs I wish I was going
I've
to.
never been to one, but Ideal Strip Club serves mashed potatoes.
Hometown strip club.
Anyway.
Anyways.
Yeah, just ask her questions about her. Learn about her, and it should be fine.
Do a deep dive on her soul. Find out the essence of this girl beyond clubbing and drinking and watching TV.
Yeah, there has to be more to this person than just that.
Yeah, where does she want to go? What's her dream vacation? What country would she go to? Does she what time period would she prefer to live in? What's her favorite dinosaur?
Yeah.
Has she ever played a video game before?
Uh-huh.
You know, just ask literally anything.
Yeah.
If the conversation ever gets dull or awkward or quiet, just
Ask another question.
be observant about the surroundings that you're in and ask a question about that. Be like, you see that guy over there? Where do you think he bought that shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah, literally anything.
Yeah.
If you can just maintain like stupid, relaxed, casual conversation, you guys are going to have a good time.
Yeah.
Thanks for the email, G. We wish you the best of luck.
Good luck.
Good luck. Now, where is that strip club with the buffet? We
Gotta
gotta
find
go find
it.
that place. All right, everybody. This next email comes from somebody who goes by the letter K, and it reads, "Hi, Meg and Derrick. Recently, while hanging out with some friends, they introduced me to a friend of theirs. We very quickly clicked with each other as we share an almost eerily similar sense of humor, taste in music, hobbies, even political/social ideas. Our conversations felt very natural and enjoyable right off the bat, and it felt like we were on the same page in a finishing each other's sentences kind of way. We've hung out a handful of times now, and I think I'm developing feelings for her. The issue, though, is that she's already in a relationship, and obviously it would be wrong to try to pursue a relationship with her, knowing this. So my question is, how should I be dealing with these feelings? I know I'll continue to enjoy her company, platonic or otherwise, but is it wrong to silently harbor these feelings? Is it even healthy? Thanks so much, Kay." Okay, so this person is starting to develop feelings for a newly met acquaintance who is already in a relationship. Mm-hmm. Meg, what's your advice?
Yikes. No, it happens.
Yikes.
Yikes. I feel like it happens, but it's whether or not you decide to act on those feelings, and of course acting on those feelings would be bad.
Yeah.
So whether or not it's healthy or unhealthy, I think it's, if you kind of dwell on it, that's what's really unhealthy about it. But if you just kind of accept that, hey, like this person's really cool, it makes sense why I have feelings for them, but then continue to move on, then that's a completely different story. Just don't compromise your friendship, don't compromise their relationship.
Yeah, I think it's possible to have a crush on one of your friends and not pursue a romantic relationship, but still, in a healthy way, basically be totally in love with them.
Yeah.
But not like
obsessive.
Yeah, no, it has to be a healthy way.
Yeah.
It can't be like you're sitting around just being like,
Oh my God. When are they going to break up?
I love them so much. If only they could see how better it would be with me.
Yeah.
And not that asshole. Thomas. Oh, the moment they break up, and they're bound to break up, I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
She will see my affection for her.
I like this vampire.
That's not healthy.
No, that is not the way to go about it.
But I think you can be like, damn, my friend's so cool. Like,
Yeah.
she's fucking hot. She's funny. Like, she likes all the same shit I do. Man, I really like hanging out with her. She's so cool.
Yeah.
And then, like, on the side note, just be like, it's too bad she's dating that Thomas guy because, you know, she could be with me. I'm just saying. Not going to act on it, but, you know, that's life.
Yeah.
And that is life sometimes because, you know, her and her boyfriend might be perfect for each other. He might make her really happy. They might get married. So you don't want to have any bad feelings towards the other guy. And that guy didn't do anything to you.
Right.
He just got there first.
Exactly.
But you also don't need to, like, get all obsessed in your emotions. I
No.
think it's okay to, like, accept them.
Yeah.
And accept the situation for what it is and just try to enjoy life. Be like, look, we can't date. Maybe in a different life, in a different universe, under different circumstances, we would be in a relationship.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Like, I still think this person's just really cool. They're fun to be around. I'm happy to associate with attractive, cool people. That makes me look better.
Exactly.
That makes other girls think I'm more attractive.
Yeah.
And you know what? Maybe you become good friends with her and she has a friend who's like just like her and who's single and she could play like matchmaker and stuff.
Yeah. So just
And
keep it cool.
keep it cool. And if you're cool, who knows? Maybe that relationship will end.
Yeah.
And then you haven't made anything awkward
Uh-huh.
or fucked it up by being this mopey, weird vampire.
Yeah, and definitely don't be like, I like you.
Yeah. When they break up, don't be like, that's actually
Finally.
great. You and Thomas broke up? What? Well, are you okay? Do you want to get a movie? Do you want to eat some dinner tonight with me? I'm cooking, buying. No.
Oh, do you want to go on a date with me?
No, just play it cool. You know, just be there.
Support.
Just be supportive and she'll let you know if she has feelings for you.
Yeah. And frankly, typically people can tell when you have a crush on them.
Yeah, everyone can tell when you have a crush on them, and if they continue to hang out with you, especially when they're single, that probably means they like you back.
Exactly.
But yeah, just enjoy life, play it cool, don't get all mopey and weird.
Yeah, but also don't wait around.
Yeah, no, definitely don't wait around. That I think maybe that's what I forgot to say. When you can like just enjoy life and
Yeah.
enjoy being friends with somebody, even though you're attracted to them, that doesn't mean you need to like put all other relationships on hold.
Right.
All I'm saying is don't become like fixated and obsessed with this person. I thought it was implied.
Well,
like,
yeah,
don't put your regular life on hold.
Of course.
Don't hold out for that person.
Yeah.
But don't, you know, hate yourself or feel
No.
like this is getting unhealthy. It's fine.
It happens.
Yeah, it happens. Thanks for the email, Kay. Good luck. All right, everybody, we're going to take another email. This comes from a viewer that goes by the letter K, and it says, Hey, Heartslayers. I've got somewhat of an issue with my significant other regarding drug use. My boyfriend and I have a pretty healthy relationship where we openly discuss and try to work through problems, but this issue is something that is very difficult for me to cope with. Due to my past, I have a vehement dislike of weed, or people who smoke weed frequently, and I just can't get over it for some reason. I've never smoked or even drank before, so maybe I am just being blindly judgmental towards people who do these things. The weird thing to me is that basically all my coworker friends smoke and drink a lot, and I don't really hate them for it or mind much really, but when it comes to my significant other, it really sets me into a horrible mood. He and I try to reach compromise where he won't smoke often and will let me know when he does, so I don't have to worry about him doing it behind my back or anything like that. But when he does smoke, I just get completely disgusted by it. And it just makes the rest of my day or even week an anxiety-ridden mess. I guess my main concern about it is that I'm worried my significant other will become a big pothead and become someone I don't love because of casual drug usage. Do you have any advice? K.
Okay.
So, you're dating somebody who likes to smoke weed, and you hate weed, and you hate that they like weed, and you hate them when they smoke weed.
Yeah. But not their friends that smoke weed.
Yeah, or nobody else in life.
Just their
your boyfriend.
partner. Yeah. Well.
Take it away, Meg.
All right. Well, sounds a little controlling to me. I get not liking something, like not liking drinking alcohol, not liking smoking weed, whatever. But if you don't like it that your boyfriend does that, maybe you should find a boyfriend that doesn't do that.
Yeah, it's regardless of weed, I think if it's any activity that somebody is into that they really like doing it and you don't like that they do it, it probably means that this person is not for you.
Yeah, and it was nice of them to compromise for you.
Let's take it. I think weed and drinking has a stigma, but let's say your boyfriend was really into hiking and you fucking hated hiking. And you hated hiking so much that there was a point where like my boyfriend goes hiking every weekend and I don't want to go and I'm fucking sick of it.
Yeah.
He goes hiking, he leaves me here. I fucking hate when he goes hiking. So I told him, don't go hiking anymore.
Saturdays only.
And he's like, well, how about I hike less and I won't sneak off to go hiking. I won't lie to you about it, but I just won't do it as much. You're like, fine. But then every time he goes hiking, you're like, fuck you.
My week is ruined.
Fucking hiking. I've been thinking about that hike all week. Maybe you should date a guy that doesn't like hiking.
Exactly.
If you hate it that much.
Yeah, just to put it into perspective, that's kind of what it's like.
Now, if you really want to be with this person, I would say, kind of going off what Meg said, don't be so controlling.
It's a little close-minded, I think.
I think you should accept who they are. If you really like them and if you're really in love with them, you should just accept who they are and say like, look, if you're going to smoke weed, whatever. Like,
just don't do it around me.
I'm not into it. Yeah. And like, just don't smoke in the house because it makes this place all smelly and whatever. And best case scenario, they will kind of, because I feel like people, if you drink or if you smoke, you do it with other people. Like
it's a social activity.
It's a social activity, but also like even if you're not doing it socially, you feel validated in doing it because you know a lot of people who do it.
Yeah.
So you may drink on your own by yourself, but all of your friends are also into drinking. So you're like, no big deal. Like everybody I know drinks.
Right.
If your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever, your significant other isn't into drinking and you're spending your majority of time with that person, you might find that the incentive to drink kind of goes down.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, I spend most of my time with this person who's sober. Like, it's kind of weird that I'm like out here getting blasted.
Right.
So just kind of by subtly not saying anything about it and just accepting this person and loving them and getting closer and closer, you may, in an unspoken way, encourage them to let go of the habits that you don't like. They're bad habits, according to you.
Right. Because from my past experience, my past relationship, my ex never smoked, never drank, whatever. But he would kind of push that onto me too. And he would make me feel bad for doing anything. And it's like, okay, well, this is super unfair. And then we broke up. And he became a huge pothead and kind of an alcoholic. And I was like,
hypocrite.
This is interesting.
And then so did Meg out of vengeance.
Sorry, weed slayers. No. I'm kidding.
But
it's just weird.
I used to smoke cigarettes, and I had a girlfriend who smoked cigarettes, and we would smoke a shit ton of cigarettes.
Yeah.
We smoked a lot. And then we broke up, and I was like this cigarette smoker. So I was like, I don't need her to smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
And I kept smoking cigarettes, and I had a lot of friends that smoked cigarettes. Then I dated a girl that didn't smoke cigarettes. And after like a few weeks of dating, it was like, I'm done smoking cigarettes. Yeah, because I would like smoke around her. She'd like cough. She wasn't into it. So like, okay, well, I won't do it when I'm around you. And then it'd be awkward. Like, I'm going to go outside and have a cigarette. She'd be like, all right. And then I'd just be like, out there by myself alone. And
it just feels sad.
Yeah. And then after a while, she didn't say anything. She didn't tell me to stop smoking, but I just like kind of gave it up.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just like what are they, like a chameleon? I just adapt to my surroundings.
Well, I mean, that's how it was with my ex, because he I would go out with my friends and have a drink or two, and he'd get pissed at me, and so I just wasn't drinking.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, you're influencing my behavior and you're making me feel shitty for it. And so I feel like maybe that's kind of how your boyfriend feels, like, oh, you don't want me smoking weed, so I won't because I respect you, but I feel like shit because I want to.
Yeah. So, long story short, let the man smoke some weed and or get a new boyfriend.
Yeah.
Just accept him for who he is and don't judge him. And maybe he will come around to see your point of view and just naturally give it up because he likes you so much and just wants to be more like you.
Yeah.
Thanks for the email. We appreciate it, Kay.
Good luck.
Light it up. Try it. Oops, wait. Are we still on? All right, everybody. That's our show for today. We want to give a big thank you to our one caller.
Oh, man.
And all of our emailers. We will be back every Monday at 4 p.m. Pacific time, where you can call us on our Discord at bit.ly/Heartslayers. You can also email us a short email at heartslayers@mega64.com. Be sure to follow us on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at Heartslayers. You can follow us individually on social media. I am Gustavo on Twitter and Derrick Acosta only on Instagram.
And I am Furnace Woods on both.
If you have your own take on any of today's situations, please leave them in the comments below on our YouTube channel. We love reading all the little Heartslayers and what they think about these situations. And as always, a big, big, big heartfelt thank you to anybody who supports us on Patreon, patreon.com/mega64. For just $1 a month, you get early access to all of the Heartslayers episodes, giving you the competitive edge on all your relationship drama. We will be back in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
From this episode, because some of us are going to PAX.
It's me. Sorry.
Guess the cat's out of the bag. Now I won't be there.
Or maybe it's him.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Who knows?
But we will return to answer more of your relationship problems, drama, or even if you just want to chat, get stuff off your chest. We're always here thinking about you guys. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.